Hello guys, my name is Vishal Datta and you are watching my channel Infamous Teacher. Today for the first time I will be teaching all physics, and from now onwards I will be uploading various contents on physics as well. Those contents will mainly be of class 6 to 10. So I hope that all of you see my new videos, and I can assure you one thing, that till date the way you have learned physics, my method of teaching will be quite different from that. It will be very interesting and at the same time it will be very helpful and understandable to you all. So I hope you all see all my new videos and keep watching my channel. And to all the newcomers who are seeing my video for the first time today, I have provided in the I button certain links on mathematics of class 6 to 10 as well as 11-12. From there you see my other videos as well, and there are few videos on shortcut trick. So I will request you all to go to the I button and see all my previous videos. And keep watching my channel, share it with your friends, tell them to subscribe so that I can bring up more new contents, and keep supporting me. So let's start our today's topic. So today our topic is measurement of time period of a simple pendulum. So first we will learn what is simple pendulum. A simple pendulum is a heavy point mass. This is our heavy point mass. This is called the bob, which is supported or suspended from a rigid support. This is our rigid support by a massless and inextensible string. This is our massless and inextensible string. See, is this string expanding? No. And at the same time, see, the string is very light. That's why we are calling it massless. So a simple pendulum is a heavy point mass called bob, suspended from a rigid support by a massless inextensible string. Next we will explain some terms related to simple pendulum. So suppose one oscillation. I am taking this bob and I will give it a swing from here. It will go and then again it will come back. So this is called one oscillation. What is the meaning of one oscillation? One complete to and fro motion is called one oscillation. Means the bob went from here to this extent and again it came back. So this we are calling as one oscillation. Next is time period. What is time period? The time taken by the bob to complete this one oscillation is called time period. Means while I have given the bob a swing, it went and then it came back. So the time taken by the bob in doing this one oscillation is called time period. Next is frequency. What is frequency? The number of oscillations that takes place in 1 second is called frequency. So let's find out the frequency of our simple pendulum. So let's start. How will we do? We will calculate the time taken for 10 oscillations and then we will do the calculation. So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you all can see that it took 13 seconds to complete 10 oscillations. So in 1 second, how many oscillations we will have? We will have 10 by 13 oscillations. That is, on calculating we will get 0.769. That is 0.77 Hertz. So our frequency of this pendulum is 0.77 Hertz. Now, before moving to the next part, I have a very important announcement for all my regular viewers, which will be very important to all of them. I will be uploading videos on chemistry as soon as I reach 300 subscribers. So if you all like my videos in physics and maths, I hope that you will like my videos on chemistry as well. So keep sharing my videos with your friends. Tell them to like and subscribe as well, so that I can reach 300 subscribers as soon as possible, and so that I can help you with chemistry also. Now before I teach you all what is amplitude, let's first explain what is the meaning of mean position. So what is mean position? Suppose I have left the bob in this manner, means now the bob is not under any influence of any external force. Then in the position in which the bob is lying, this is called the mean position. Okay. Next is what is amplitude then. Now suppose I am giving it a swing from here. On giving it a swing, it is going and then at last it is coming to its mean position. So while I was giving it a swing, it came to its mean position. Then again it went to this end, again it came back, again it went to this end, and so on. In this process, the maximum displacement from mean position means, suppose this was the mean position, in one instant it went up till here, in another instant it went up till here. In all these cases, the maximum displacement from its mean position to either of its extreme, means either to this extreme or this extreme, whatever be the mean displacement, that will be called the amplitude. Now we will learn the SI unit of all these terms that are related to a simple pendulum. So first let's start from time period. Now the word time period clearly has the word time associated with it. Now what is the SI unit of time? The SI unit of time is second. So the SI unit of time period will also be second. Next is frequency. Now for this pendulum, what was our frequency or how did we get it? We got that for 13 seconds we had 10 oscillations. So in 1 second, how many oscillations did we have? We had 10 by 13, that was 0.769. Now in this fraction, what is 13? 13 is time here, whose SI unit is second. So this is in denominator, so its unit will be, the unit of frequency will be second inverse, because the denominator will go to in numerator and it will get a -1. You have learnt it in indices. Now, so the SI unit of frequency is second inverse. We also call it as hertz. Hertz is equal to second inverse and hertz is represented by Hz. Is it clear to all of you? Next is what is amplitude. The definition of amplitude clearly had the word distance, displacement associated with it. Now the SI unit of displacement is meter, so the SI unit of amplitude will also be meter. Okay. Next we have a formula which will be very important for you all to do the numericals, that is time period equal to 1 by frequency, or frequency equal to 1 by time period. All of you. So I hope my today's video was clear to all of you. If you have any doubt, put in the comment section, and please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, tell them to subscribe as well, because very soon I will be uploading the second part of this video where I will be explaining you the factors affecting time period of a simple pendulum and the factors that does not affect the time period of a simple pendulum, along with demonstrations. So all of you keep watching my videos. Thank you.